Great awakening discussion is important for understanding the present planet, but without understanding the energetic frequencies of our life here, it's difficult to explain the 3D present planet. It's never something that you can read it in the book. It needs to be understood by understanding ourselves and understanding and recognizing the energetic frequencies surrounding us in all level of human species, our existence within this environment, and our connection to the animal kingdom. All of these things are necessary part of our journey. When we understand the spiritual warfare is a real thing, this is when we begin to look at things from a different perspective, from a different points of view. One of the things within this spiritual warfare, what we have to recognize is any time when we hear the word sacrifice, we have to know this is a level of deception. When you hear any kind of logical thinking, critical thinking, circumstances, if you are a creator, there is a creator for these great ecosystem that is going around circles and cycles. There is no not necessary for us to use these words, I have to sacrifice. We use these terms without really understanding or reluctant to think about the deeper meaning as to what we are saying. Sacrifice, we hear this often in our consumers society, our social structure. When you hear the word sacrifice, I have to sell my soul, I have to sacrifice, I have to give up something to gain something. All of these are characteristic of 3D present planet. But when you have a awareness of energetic frequencies, this is the difference between sacrifice and release. Is something that we have to understand. This is the part of Great Awakening. When you hear the word sacrifice, that happens because of lack of awareness, lack of understanding as to what is our energetic frequency, lack of connection to the source God. This is when we run into these problematic areas. Sacrifice is something really giving up, because we have to give up our integrity, we have to give up our time, and most important valuable commodity in the consumer system is time and energy. So this is they already label this very easily. We are talking about consumer society. This is the social structure, but it is our personal responsibility to understand these words that is really given to us. Even in the system, there's no hidden meanings. There is exactly how you see things as exactly they are. This is when the clarity happens. Instead of sacrificing, we need to learn to release ourselves. So the Earth School is designed for us to release some of the burdens that we have been carrying around, release the heaviness of our existence. We are now talking about the environmental issues. This is the product of the consumer society. Someone who is living in harmony a harmonious manner with the environment doesn't really create chaos. You are coexisting with the environment, but when you are become consumers, then you are consuming. So there is a fine line there for us to navigate and release. Every time when you release something, this is when we become in harmony with the Creator. We are releasing some of the heaviness, some of the bondage, some of the challenging circumstances, because while we are releasing, we're healing something physically within us, physically, spiritually, emotionally within us. So then our energy becomes much lighter, and our connection becomes stronger because it's not interfering. We understand all of these things. We know how the Wi-Fi works. We know how the electricity works. We know how the energetic frequencies all work. We can't see it, but we feel it. When something gets disconnected, we know immediately because there is interference. So the clean energy is another area that something we need to prioritize, because the more you consume, more you create imbalances within our system, the energetic frequencies. But how on earth do we figure out what is clean energy, what is deficit, what needs to be released, especially when we have so much of the manipulation and deliberate sabotage? So then we don't really have this opportunity for us to congregate, because the division is one of the prominent things that is happening to the human species. When you're divided, you're getting farther away from the groundedness, the organic awareness to how to navigate our energetic frequencies. How do we release the negativity, or how do you use that in a constructive manner so we can go towards that clean energy existing within this ecosystem? When we are navigating energy, if we don't even know what is consuming, what is helping us for the growth, then we're really not paying attention, and we are from a disconnected time and space. How do we use some of these examples? What is empowerment, the energetic empowerment, and things that areas that need to work on to release, so that we are in harmony with the energetic frequency system, and we're working towards the growth. The easiest way that I can use this as an example, when the deficit, the physical deficit with the financial system, and the spiritual deficit, emotional deficit, we should be able to identify these things. This is what a great awakening is all about, because we are in extreme denial and in a sleepiness. So we have a hard time working towards these, using these dialogue and trying to release some of these burdens indefinitely, so we can have some long-lasting healing sessions within the 3D system. I don't know where I'm going with this. When we spend a lot of time, energy and effort, energy and time, which is, we really don't know how much time we have left. We know our life is limited, so there is a good interpretation. We have a limited time. uh, it's important for us to prioritize what we want to, how we want to spend our time here on this earth, and work on the things at the school of life, and recognize the energetic frequencies and alignment, and release some of the things that we really should pay attention. This become not only the clean energy, you become but in one with the creator. When you release, you don't need to sacrifice. What is the difference between sacrifice and release? um, you always have to sacrifice because we have to gain something external to us. For example, is the power, the money, the influence. uh, Most people seem to be craving these things without really understanding what it does. One thing we really have to understand, the parasitic sub creators, they are not rational individuals. They are like useless idiots. A little bit is okay, but they don't really know how to stop the consumption. It's, if you let, it will keep on going. It never ends. It's extremely unrealistic situation, because for example, if you want to drain your money, your time and energy, because the money get transferred into your time and energy, there is always someone is always lurking around. We want this much we need to spend, this much we need to. So since we don't have unlimited resources, this is going into this negative timeline. This is what the consumption is all about. We don't know where to draw the line. We don't know where to draw the boundaries, because so then we have this mega millions people. Every time when you become a millionaire, you add extra zero, zero, zero. Zero is really, it's a number that given to you. So then higher you go with your bank account, I think the challenging circumstances become more. You have to sacrifice more, because then you have so much more to lose. So it's an area that we should pay attention. If you have a house that is consuming you, or if you have a household that is empowering you because it provides you security, it provides you the space for nurturing and healing and releasing, there is the difference between, if you want to, you're barely at home, and you come home, you don't really have time and energy for you to maintain your household chores. You can't do the landscape. You have to hire someone. This is all get transferred into your time and energy, which means we have a limited time and energy. This is how we prioritize and recognize where the consumption happens, where you empower yourself and you work on releasing some of the burdens that we carry, that run deep within our subconscious even, because it's an unhealed trauma body. This is why you think that having money and power is the end game, yet you haven't created boundary. You got consumed by something, because now they're saying you have to sacrifice. What you have to sacrifice, this is something you have to come to terms with. A person with the high integrity, high morals, high self-worth, the heal or working towards the healing ancestral trauma bodies, you really don't have that a clear understanding to draw that boundaries, because our lack of self-worth. Same thing with the toxic femininity. We go to get Botox because we want to look at 25 forever. Why? Because there's a pressure somewhere. They say that. But remember, the parasitic external sub-creators, they aren't rational beings. They never, doesn't matter how much you sacrifice, doesn't matter how much you work and trust these systems, they will never have your back. They'll spit you out in no time. So this is how we recognize this is the 3D prison planet. We're here to learn. Instead of sacrifice, we learn to release. If you have the uh, desire to be validated by the external world, then you are going to become a victim to these kind of external pressure, because you want to be validated, you want to look perfect, you want to be 25 forever. And these entities go out there and they are speaking about women empowerment. You just got Botox, or you got fake hair, fake breast, fake everything. Do whatever you want to do. It's your prerogative, but the people who are consuming this information has to be the one who need to recognize and release. We say the TV programming, it's already written there. We don't even think twice about what it means exactly. So then but external world can do anything and everything to influence you um, so rapidly, but without you turning that on, without you listening to it, they really don't have the power over you. And the same thing with the creative people. They say, oh, I have to sacrifice something, my soul, in order for me to be this. If you are creative, if you can rely on your creativity, your connection to the source, God, you don't need to rely on these systems. Nobody needs to be that level of authority or influence. It will happen because you are contributing to healthy ecosystem. This, we already know all these things. If you go to a grocery store, you're trying to find that perfect fruit or vegetable. Some people squeeze them, smell them, and touch another one, come back to this. You're trying to find the perfectly um, uh, perfect fruit or vegetable, because we like to pick and choose the best one for your consumption. Animals do the same thing, but when it comes to this information overload, we are consuming everything that's already designed and it's worded programming, because we want to be programmed. Not really, but if you weren't paying attention, you don't know that you have option to say no. I think one of the reason uh, I learned this when I studied the hospice palliative care, my former life, my work. When you go to someone who is ready to cross over, the one of the teachers says, or maybe they're just waiting for a permission to cross over. It's like this. We want to have someone validate what we are feeling, so we can, a spiritual community can come together and say, it is perfectly normal for you wanting to release some of the burdens and make you feel better, because if you don't, you get consumed. Just like when you go fishing, the shiny thing, and they get dropped into the water. All the food in the world there is available for the fish, but they want to see that shiny new thing. They can't recognize maybe there might be a danger, so they want to trying to eat this, and this is how they end up getting caught. So same thing, every time when something is new and available is unpractical things, but we get consumed and we forget to work on ourselves and release some of the burdens. But we have a permission to do. We can all work on ourselves, and we can all release some of the burdens. And this is how we empower ourselves in a 3D person planet. And because we are prioritizing our own release and healing. No one say that you can't. It's not allowed. It's not up to them, because we are a divinely created mind, body, spirit vessel. We have the authority to govern our wholesome self, governs it the way it's meant to be governed. Just lately we hear these things, the maritime law, the straw man, and the birth certificate, the capital letters, all of these things we hear. Nobody knows anything about it. Just because someone say that you are a cattle, like they label you with the number, it doesn't mean that's accurate. Anybody can say anything and everything, but doesn't matter you are uh, um, it doesn't say anything about you. You can have a title, you are CEO, all of these things, but you can have a Alzheimer's or a dementia, Alzheimer's. No, you wouldn't even remember your name. Doesn't matter how someone else identify you, label you. It's not who you are. So we need to learn to think about these things and analyze and release some of these burdens we are carrying around. So I think it's time for us to just, even the system have given you so many words, so many labels, so many things. We have to recognize these things, but you have to identify who you are first, not what somebody else say you are. If we have awareness about your humanness, your organic humanness, your capability of releasing the ancestral trauma body and the burdens that you're carrying through, every time you heal, you become lighter and a little bit freer, because what happened in the consumer society, they consume you because you don't have awareness about your health and well-being, your diet. The children aren't cooking with their parents. They're not engaging in maintaining the household. There are chores to be done. It's a team effort. The mom or dad doesn't have to spend that time, days, weekends, doing all the chores, when everyone can participate to do these things. This is where we heal. We have discussions. We have a dialogue. Playing in a room with the computer is never going to release you from sacrifice, because when you hear sacrifice word again, it's you who gets sacrificed. How do we figure that? You don't have any evidence to support that. Yeah, sure we do. If we ignore our health and well-being, our temple that we came into this world with, unless it's extreme circumstances, pretty much we have a healthy functioning body, mind, spirit. We label things sometimes, but a majority of time we have the ability to maintain this vessel, because we know how to feed ourselves. We know the importance of fibers. We have dialogue. We know how to create from recipes from the grandparents, the parents, because it's important. It's not an optional thing. You can't just get up one day, you are 50 years old. Well, I need to go see a doctor. I need to focus on health and well-being. But it need to happen from the beginning. This is how we empower ourselves. When you are disconnected, you are going to eat some fast food and hoping you're going to have optimal health. No, it's not accurate. But where you're heading is sitting in soil depends. If you have lots of money, you will have a most comfortable depends. It's where we're heading, because we are consumed and sacrifice ourselves for something that we don't understand. Even your physical body, if you have a healthy functioning body, you have to alter it because something that happened, and you think it's okay to destroy, add some things, release, remove something else, but the consequences you always have to bear. It's you who have to be sacrificed now. You have sacrificed something that was perfect at time, because you are doing things to destroy your perfect vessel. And also it's a humiliation ritual. So it is up to us to recognize these details that's already given to us. There's no suspicion there. They're already telling you exactly what you are, exactly what is the system is all about. If system is designed to consume you in every part of your life, then you have to be awakened enough to recognize that. This is what greater awakening is all about. So I think we're onto something. Instead of being sacrificed, uh, we learn to release some of these burdens and understand what exactly all of these mean to us. Um, this is how we empower ourselves, and this is what clean energy all about. When we're healthy vessel, mind, body, spirit vessel, we aren't going to destroy the environment either. We don't need to make this decision. We are extremely sick, ill, with some kind of label and sitting in soil linen, life become extremely intolerable then. So it's better to start working on things now and protect our mind, body, spirit vessel. Information warfare, spiritual warfare is a real thing. We should be able to recognize that by now. Thank you.